Everybody, this is a rare thing. This is Luke, and I'm doing an Instagram takeover of Emily's Instagram because I promised her I would do some videos of our stock tank pool. So, check it out. Okay, so I'm out here and just started drilling into the side, and I actually thought it was going to take a lot longer. This is where the pool pump is going to go in, which Emily tried it, so I'm going to try to do that. There we go. Okay, so this is the first hole, and I actually thought it was supposed to take a lot longer because the videos said that it should take a while, but honestly it took me like 30 seconds to get through, so that's encouraging. So for those of you that are interested in doing this project, I'm using a 2 3/4 inch hole saw, which is designed to cut through metal, which you can get at any hardware store, and I would recommend getting a higher quality one because I'm wondering if the other videos they didn't use a higher quality one, which is why it took them longer. So quick update, so I cut through this one, and then I'm about to cut one right here, which will actually be the vacuum. So this bottom one will actually be the one sucking water out of the tank into the pool filter, and then this one will actually be the jet where the water will actually go into the pool to keep the water moving so it's not stagnant, and the water coming out will actually be filtered water like you would see in a pool. So, also, one more thing about the drilling that they don't tell you on videos or blogs is shards of metal will actually be projected out of this cutting. So I would recommend wearing pants or some protective clothing because literally shards of metal were being shot out of this hole saw. So just keep that in mind if you're interested in this project. Okay, it's time to start installing the pool pump, and this is the pool pump using it's just Intex filter pump you can get on Amazon. It's really relatively inexpensive, and then these are the pieces. Some of them come with it, some of them do not, so you'll have to order some separately from the Intex website, but I'll show you in a second how we're going to start putting this together. Okay, so the top jet is pretty straightforward. There's a rubber gasket on the inside, and it goes like that, and then this nut just slides in and you kind of screw that in like that. And then for the bottom, sorry, my video got cut off. The bottom is pretty much the same as the top. The only difference is I got an extra rubber gasket for the outside as well because the bottom is a little more susceptible to leaking. So that's it. Okay, so this is what the jets look like from the inside. This is one of the more critical steps because we're actually going to try and waterproof this completely by adding silicone around the jets. And this will hopefully seal this completely so that there's no leaks, which can be a big headache for leaking on the outside of the tub. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this around each of these nozzles. Okay, so silicone is all the way around, and I'm going to actually wait probably like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'll probably do another coat of it around just to be safe. And then in the meantime, I'm actually going to rotate this back towards the fence where the pump's actually going to sit, and then I'll start attaching these hoses to these inlets. Okay, so I'm about to attach these on-off valves to here. One thing that I just remembered is a little trick is you can use seal tape around the threads, which I could have done here and it probably would have helped, but it's a little bit overkill, but it never hurts to have a little extra seal around these parts that are being attached. So I'm going to add a little bit of seal tape to these, and then to the threads here on the valve on-off switches for when the hoses go in, just as a little extra sealing where these parts are actually meeting. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so hoses are connected and everything is ready to go. I am just now waiting for the silicone to dry. I'll do another layer around that and then have to wait till that sets, and then I will fill it up to test for leaks And if we're good, then I will go ahead and try and run this hopefully a little bit later today. So stay tuned. All right, I'm back. All right, silicone has pretty much hardened, and I just did a quick vacuum of the bottom, get all the big stuff out. I leveled it out around the edges just to double check that we are basically level, and it looks good. So I am going to start filling and seeing if we have any leaks. So cross your fingers. Okay, so we are slowly filling. And one thing that I did as I saw it start to fill is, before it gets incredibly heavy, is just making some minor adjustments, because I can tell where the water is wanting to settle. So I would kind of lift up and try and even it out as best I could. It's not perfect, and we kind of knew that. So there is going to be one side that'll be a little bit deeper, but it shouldn't matter. We're talking like centimeters difference. So and all these rocks are going to end up getting broken down and eventually leveled out. And so next time we drain it, we can level it out as best we can. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal. I did take the hose and kind of like spray on these inlets just to kind of see, like, it's not really working, but just to kind of see if it was sealing, and it was, so that's good news. And I don't see any leaks so far, so this is kind of where we would see them, and I don't see any water. That one, it's not high enough, but this one looks pretty good so far. So far so good. Just waiting for this to fill up, and then I will go ahead and test. Once it gets above kind of to there, I can start testing it, because it'll be